Hello, friends. I welcome you all at my YouTube channel, Study of Political Science, SPS Online Classes. This is me, Tilak Raj Sharma, Research Scholar, Department of Political Science, University of Jammu. Before proceeding towards our next lecture, which is on evolutionary theory of the origin of state, I would like to request you all please go through my previous videos because all the lectures delivered there are well connected and would make you to understand the preceding lectures in a better way. So, evolutionary theory. Its main propounders are J.W. Burgess, McIver, Garner, Gettel, among others. So, when we talk about the evolutionary theory, so this theory is also known as sociological or correct theory of the origin of state. So long as social sciences had made any development, it was very difficult to determine the correct theory of the origin of state. The advancement of the fields of history, anthropology, and archaeology helped in finding out various forces and factors responsible for the creation of the state. The evolutionary theory is regarded as the true and correct theory regarding the origin of the state. This theory helps in understanding the forces and factors which created the state and historical stages through which it passed. So, in the introduction, when we are talking about state is a historical growth, please note this point that stage that in the very first stage or in the beginning, state started from a very rough social and political institution and then started evolving, and now from a rough to most sophisticated form we have got the modern day state. Naturally, it is the product of the gradual process of social development. As I already said, that it is evolved from a simple basic social structure, not a deliberate creation, which the social contractual theorists were claiming. As the theme of the topic and the name of the theory suggest, that it is evolved over a longer period of time. Aristotle believed that the state came into existence for the bare needs of man's life and continued to exist for his good life. State is the result of slow and steady development of human society. The main proponent Burgess pointed out that to trace the origin of the state to one factor is wrong, but it is gradual realization of human nature. State started out of imperfect beginning through crude but improving forms of manifestation. Please note this point that it started from rough and now it enters into the most sophisticated structure. So, state aroses from many sources and under various conditions and emerged almost imperfectly. Now, please note down when we are tracing the state from the course of social development. So, within a society, and when the very basic element of the society, which is a family, So, when we started with the family, as Aristotle said, from family to village and village to city states. So, when started from a family, the very basic element. So, obviously, it started from kinship, religion, then war and force, then property or economic factor, and the factor of political consciousness. Now, we'll be dealing each one by one. First is the kinship. So, when we're talking about the kinship, the state is based on the principle of command and obedience. In the earlier stage, we find such a relationship in the family based on blood and birth. In this respect, the matriarchal and patriarchal societies became the basis of the origin of the state. There were families, clans, and tribes whose membership were based on blood relationship, which was the first element of social unity, as I already said, the first basis of organization and discipline. There used to be a council of elders with a chief as the political authority whose command was obeyed by all the members of the tribe. In this way, the path was paved for the development of the state. The next is the religion, which someone may similar to the magic also. So in ancient time, people were not civilized and advanced. So they did not understand the forces of nature. At that stage, man was at the mercy of nature. So he tried to control them by different practices, which later on got the name of magic. Some people, tribes, had the knowledge of these forces, so they acquired superiority over others and became their leaders. With the passage of time, such men became the priest kings. Slowly and gradually, religion became a powerful instrument for keeping control over the people. Even today, when we are talking about the state's association with the religious heads, so religion plays an important and a significant role in the activities of the state. Next, the war and the force. War and force also played an important role in the development of the state. Wherever force is used, there is a definite purpose for it. In the beginning, force was used to capture animals, wealth, land of the neighboring tribes, so on and so forth. So we can say that the wars in the beginning were for economic purposes. Then, with the passage of time, war changed the tribe into political entity, and as a result, there came into being a permanent leadership. During the time of war, the tribal chose their leaders who led them in the war. And since war became a permanent feature of the tribal life, leadership also became permanent. With the passage of time, a powerful and a permanent, a powerful tribal leader after many successful war became a king. So, in this way, we can say that a tribal state was changed into a kingdom, and in this way, a modern state came into being. So, next is the property and what we can say the rise of economic classes. So, in the beginning, people roamed from place to place in search of pasture and water. They did not know what agriculture was and how crops were cultivated. So as a result of this, they did not occupy a particular territory or land a settled life, lead a settled life. They were living the life of nomads. So with the passage of time, population increased, and then man was compelled to lead a settled life. This compelled them to occupy land. With this, there arose the need to have an authority to define and enforce the rights of the families or individuals within the territory of the settled community. This authority, which was commanding that settled community, was also supposed to defend the wealth, which consisted mainly of land and domestic animals. In other words, a common authority was needed to define property rights and property relations, particularly, and to decide issues like inheritance of that property, theft, exchange of goods, etc. It is said, where there is no property, there can be no government. Particularly when we were talking about the social contract theory, and the Rousseau talk about the concept of property in an extreme sense, that how state was needed. This means that the government and the state came into existence with the beginning of the private property and the division of the society into various classes. So, next and the last is the political consciousness. This means the thought of knowledge as to why political organization is needed. In the beginning, there was the need of the defense and protection of life, liberty, property, regulation of the social relations, etc. But when political consciousness began in ancient time, though it was a very slow process, it took a long time for a man to ask about political authority. But the day people ask the question, why political consciousness began and about its progress and development, so this also helped in the growth of development of the state and government. So in a conclusion or in a conclusory part, we may conclude this whole debate of historical evolution of the theory of origin of state, that it is not only a product of single factor which was responsible for state building, but it is the result of evolutionary process in which the above discussed factors were the main factors and the main contributors. So the state is a natural growth over a longer period of human history. So I hope you may have understood now what is the evolutionary theory of origin of state. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm thankful for your appreciation and the request I am getting. I'm sure that I'll be dealing with the other aspects of political science like international relations and the international law, public administration, and Indian polity, the request of which I am getting. Before that, let me request you people to kindly subscribe my channel, share it, and hit the bell icon for more videos. I'll be encouraged. Thank you. Thanks a lot for the motivation. Thank you so much.